Welcome back to Bold TV. I'm your host, Philip Michael. According to Investopedia, millennials face the most uncertain economic future of perhaps any generation in America since the Great Depression. Our guest today wants to help young people put themselves and their families in the best possible financial position for the future. Welcome today, Todd Bass. How you doing, man?
How are you, Phil? What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm personally excited for this conversation because it's something I'm very passionate about myself. But let's get to what you have to say. What's the biggest misconception young people have about preparing for their future financially?
So one of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that young people, especially the millennial generation, believe that they have to have millions of dollars to have a smart, well-educated financial advisor. Couldn't be further from the truth.
Okay. Why is that? Why do they think that?
People have this misconception that they have to have money in order to put a financial plan in place. It couldn't be more off. The thing that most young people in the millennial generation don't understand is that as you begin your career and as you're moving forward and you begin to earn more money, you know, Warren Buffett said it best in his essays is you're supposed to save and then spend versus spending and then saving. Mm-hmm. And the general, I guess, error that younger people make is we live in this society where everyone wants to flex. The best flex that you can give anyone is to pull up your bank account on your mobile app and say, guess what? While you're living paycheck to paycheck, I'm growing my wealth. I'm starting to accumulate and amass wealth that I know that I will be able to live the rest of my life comfortably on, and I'm going to be able to leave behind for my family.
You know, it'd be so cool because you'll find millennials and Gen Z in a nightclub and they'll show off some new shoes and just pull out your smartphone and on your brokerage account and show your investment portfolio. That, like you said, is the biggest flex. Now, what is the first step someone should take to set themselves up for financial success so they can indeed flex like that?
So the first step that anyone should really take is to contact a financial advisor who, most importantly, you're comfortable talking to. Right? We're very similar to lawyers and doctors. If we don't know the truth and everything about the situation, we can't really do our job in, to the fullest extent. We're actually here to help you. Despite what many people think, financial advisors really are there to help those who lack maybe some of the financial education that we possess. So the best thing you can do is reach out to a financial advisor, make sure that they're accredited, they have the pedigree, they know what they're talking about. Always ask questions. If you're unsure, don't be afraid to ask your advisor. If your advisor has a problem giving you an answer, then they're not the right advisor for you.
Right.
The next thing that you should do is sit down with them, figure out a budget and what you're comfortable working with. A lot of people think that a lot of these financial advisors have minimums that they work with, and that if I don't have enough money, an advisor won't work with me. That's the furthest thing from the truth. A lot of advisors who work with older people look for minimum investments, because at that point in their career, they don't want to help others. They're looking more so to solidify their positions financially. Younger people don't need a ton of money to start to create and put together a financial plan for themselves that will last for the future.
Now, if you had just one tip you can give people to get started, what would that be? Would that be to download Robinhood, invest in index funds? Would it be to start saving, get on a budget? What is the number one tip that you would give somebody? The first thing you would give somebody who's a millennial who's been led astray and now needs to go down the right path. What would you say to them?
So the first thing that I would tell any millennial is, one, read the essays from Warren Buffett that he published from the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meetings. Those essays have such an abundance of knowledge that can be transferred into real life situations. And it goes back to what I had said before, save and then spend versus spending, then saving, right? Having a budget and a plan, even on your own, to save X amount of dollars a month and put it away and just forget that money's there will help you get towards that end goal much quicker. The other thing that I would suggest, everyone wants to get on Robinhood with the AMC and GameStop. Yeah. They're fads. Bitcoin, a fad. All of those cryptocurrencies, I understand that there's a trend and that, yes, money can be made, but they're not safe. Those are more short term. Yeah. The best thing I can tell you is set a strong foundation for your financial future and your plan, and then build around that. So one of the people in our firm explain it as your core and your explore. Set up your core where it's safe. You're not open to market risk and
what does core consist of? What would be in core?
Everything.
What would be in core? What does that mean? Just to define it to the viewers.
So a good example of a core would be a whole life insurance policy.
Okay.
Right. One thing most people don't know about whole life is that there's actually a living benefit. Most people think that whole life insurance is something that when I die, the money gets passed along to my family and I never see a penny of it. It's the biggest fallacy in the entire insurance industry that
Break it down.
Whole life insurance actually has a cash component, an investment component, along with a savings component that, along with a dividend that gets issued by a mutual company into your whole life policy, there's also a cash component that will grow on an annually compounded basis. That cash and dividend growth, when combined together, is actually, you will get better performance out of that than some of these index-driven accounts or putting your money into Robinhood and hoping that everything goes to the moon.
That's it. That's core. And the Explorer?
The Explorer is for the crypto. So
okay.
The best advice I can give you for core, you want to stay risk adverse, right? That's supposed to be something that you're going to use for the long term. Apple may be a great core if you're thinking about buying it, holding it, and leaving it for 15, 20, 30 years.
Okay.
And Explorer may be a crypto. I don't know if any of them are wise, and I certainly wouldn't make any recommendations towards them, but Explorer is for the things that you think may be a shorter horizon.
In other words, investments that you're willing and able to lose, crypto, Bitcoin, cannabis, things that have an element of spec in there and that could blow up, but you're okay with it not happening because your core will make up for that, which is where the bulk, I assume from what you're saying, of your portfolio should be anyway. Did I get that correctly?
Right on the money, Phil. Your Explorer should be that money where if you go out to the nightclub and you get a couple of bottles of whatever you're getting, when that money's gone, you're not thinking about it tomorrow.
Right. That's what it is. And that allows you to live that type of lifestyle. Now, where can people find you?
So our firm, National Financial Network, is a full services financial firm. Our website is www.natfin.net. We're located in New York, Massachusetts, Florida. We have offices across the country, but the best way I would tell people to reach out is by email. My email is todd.bass@natfin.net. Reach out. If you have any questions, we're actually here to give you the advice to help guide you on the right path.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Todd.
My pleasure, Phil. Thanks for having me.
And thank you all for watching. Make sure you follow Bo TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Until next time, have a great day, and I'm out of here.